I'm Vince Menzione, the host of Ultimate Guide to Partnering and the CEO of Ultimate Partner. And I'm on a 10-year mission to empower every individual, organization, and partner to do more through successful partnering. We're back at Microsoft Studios again today. And this has been an incredible year as Microsoft not only took the world by storm with Gen AI and Copilot, but also doubled down on the commitment to marketplaces. What we've been calling this marketplace moment. I'm excited to be joined by someone at Microsoft who's been at the center of this marketplace transformation and leads the initiative designed to empower ISVs on their marketplace journey. Welcome, Yvonne Muench.
Thank you, Vince. It's great to be here.
So glad to be here with you.
Thanks.
So Yvonne, can you share with our listeners your role and the mission of your organization?
Absolutely. So I work in corporate cloud marketing and on a team that's focused on marketplace growth. Our mission is to make B2B commerce easier and have a thriving marketplace for all audiences. That's publishers, selling partners or channel partners, and customers. My team specifically focuses on scale global programs to help ISVs in particular, but increasingly those channel partners and transacting partners as well, help them take advantage both of the Microsoft Cloud to build their applications and the marketplace to grow their sales.
I love what your organization's mission is. And you report in through Anthony Joseph, as we mentioned earlier. And you sit outside the partner organization, but you work very closely with the partners and that organization as well, correct?
That's correct. So I'm in the global demand center part of Microsoft, and that team focuses on onboarding customers at scale to the Microsoft Cloud. And ISVs are definitely a very important partner type, but they're also a very important customer segment as well. And we want to increase the quantity of ISVs that consider and adopt the Microsoft Cloud. And so that's why the Global Demand Center is also a partner with our partner team to engage ISVs.
So Yvonne, Microsoft has been around Marketplace for quite some time. What's different now?
Well, we've really reached an exciting tipping point of sorts, and there's a compounding set of factors that all influence that. It's how the customers want to buy, increasingly in a digital, online, self-serve fashion, the capabilities of the marketplace platform itself with increasing range of types of apps that can be transacted, and private offers and flexible billing offers and how to sell them. And then internally, the focus and commitment to marketplace across Microsoft is really come to fruition, from engineering to marketing to partner and sales teams all working together to make sure it's a thriving platform for ISVs with apps to find customers and to solve their business problems. So that's been really exciting, and you'll see that in the fact that we now pay our sellers based on marketplace build sales. For ISVs that are considering but haven't yet adopted Marketplace, we have incentives to help encourage them, cash incentives based on early ranges of Marketplace build sales. And all of that works together to fuel that momentum we're seeing. In addition to the platform itself, the era of AI is also a factor that has really increased the number of ISVs that are excited about building apps on the Microsoft Cloud. So whether it's using GitHub to speed their time to market in writing the code with a generative AI, helping them finish the code more rapidly, or embedding the AI into their apps with Azure OpenAI and cognitive services, or even building ISV or apps and APIs and extensible plugins into the Copilot suite of products. There's a whole range of new opportunities out there. Marketplace is going to be the place where they put those opportunities and get them in front of customers. And that's another fueling factor.
You mentioned AI, and we can't have a conversation today without discussing AI, at least at the tipping point here that it has caused. In fact, I heard someone say last week that the CEO is now the new CIO because they're getting ahead of the transformation at the C-suite level.
Right.
What are your thoughts there?
Well, it's changing everything. It's exciting, it's disruptive, and it's a new world. And I'm excited to be here in this moment, and I won't pretend to know exactly where it'll lead us. I just know that what the Microsoft Cloud is endeavoring to offer, and with our partnerships in the best of breed players in the AI space, we want to be a platform for ISVs to build amazing products that we can't even anticipate or describe right now, and the sky's the limit. And that's going to unlock new capabilities and innovation with customers.
Yeah. And tie in the marketplace to this. The momentum is accelerating. In fact, you can sense it, right? Canalys in fact, had originally said that we would see $45 billion flow through the marketplaces by the end of 2025, next year. They've now since recanted and said it's going to be the end of this year. Mm-hmm. And then Tackle.io, an organization that works around marketplace, they have a platform around marketplaces, are now predicting $100 billion flowing through marketplaces by the end of 2026. And that might even be sooner.
Right. Well, I'm pretty bullish on marketplace, so I think those forecasts are really well within range. I see the marketplace as the future of B2B commerce. So that's being driven in large part, as I mentioned, by those customer preferences that are changing. And today's fast-paced environment and the impact of AI, as we mentioned, organizations need more cloud solutions than ever before. They're at pressure to remain relevant, to accelerate innovation, and to balance cost, and marketplaces really help with that. So those customers want to maximize the cloud investments that they have, the cloud commitments that they can use for app purchases. They want to simplify procurement and have it be really fast and easy. Click to deploy SaaS solutions that are already validated for compatibility with the technology they use. So that's what the commercial marketplace does. And we've recently done a study with Forrester, a total economic impact study, and we found customers have really compelling returns on marketplace. So it was actually 580% 3-year ROI with a payback in 6 months. So that was factors like reduced employee time for onboarding new vendors by 75%, reduced employee effort for each procurement engagement by 50%, and improved time savings with the finance and the payments teams by 30%. So that kind of benefit is creating the momentum of customers moving and embracing this new model of how to buy software applications.
Everything you say points to what we've been seeing in terms of the changes in buying behavior, in fact, right? I mean, we're seeing, whether it's the millennial buying behavior or it's just that we've all become accustomed since COVID to doing things differently. Mm-hmm. The decisions are being made at the C-suite level in terms of cloud commitments, but the line of business owners are making these buying decisions. And they want to make those decisions very similarly to the way they buy things in a consumer fashion as well.
That's right. I often think that the consumer marketplace is, as it many times does, the consumer models lead the commercial models. And we think about the involved purchases that we do in the consumer world that we're now comfortable with online, people buying houses, buying cars, buying wedding rings online. So there is no purchase that is too involved or too high priced or too complex that can't be considered and possibly or already being done in a commercial marketplace.
Absolutely. So I want to double click. Right? You lead a program called the ISV Success Program. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping you could share with our listeners more about this program and its purpose to the partner community.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. So it went GA at Last Inspire in July. And simply put, it's to help ISVs that want to take advantage of the Microsoft Cloud and take advantage of the marketplace platform. So we support at every step of the journey as they're building the applications, publishing the applications, and selling them through Marketplace. Nice. And another key concept is that it's a wide open door available to any B2B ISVs that could publish commercial applications. So that could be a brand new startup or an ISV building their first app on the Microsoft Cloud or their 10th or their 50th, could be managed or unmanaged. And across the Microsoft Cloud, Azure applications, Dynamics, Power Platform, M365, or Teams. So we actually see really exciting data that over half of the ISVs we work with are building across the Microsoft stack. So the concept of Azure ISV or Teams ISV is sort of a fallacy. Azure and Teams being one of those hero combinations that we see most commonly.
Absolutely.
So to help build and publish, we offer primarily technical benefits in the form of cloud credits or cloud sandbox across the Microsoft Cloud, best-in-class developer tools like Visual Studio and GitHub, as well as one-on-one technical consults to help both with app building and app publishing. Those are the benefits to help them get that app built and help get it published. And that, in a sense, is what the ISV Success Program is doing.
If partners want to take advantage of that program, where do we point them?
Well, ISV Hub is a website that they can find all the information about the program, and it has the link to join. A couple other things the ISV has to do, if they're not already a member of our partner network, they will need to join before we can give the benefits. Additionally, they do have to be intending to publish to the commercial marketplace.
Very good. You also lead, you're very busy. You also lead another program, the Marketplace Rewards Program, correct?
Right.
What's the difference between these two programs?
Well, actually, they're all part of the same program. So when we went GA, we incorporated Marketplace Rewards into ISV Success. It still has two separate names, but that was a pre-existing program that focuses on the what I call the grow stage of the process for ISVs that already have published applications. We help them, instead of technical benefits, now with sales and marketing benefits to help them grow their sales.
Nice.
So it also doesn't matter if, again, a wide open door, if an ISV started at the front door, so to speak, with ISV Success and build and publish benefits, and then they publish, great. Or if they publish on their own and show up in the storefronts, that's also great. Any publisher is invited to join and receive those benefits for free. They increase based on the ISV's performance in terms of application sales.
Nice.
The benefits include things like social promotion, success stories, Microsoft Seller Spotlights, one-on-one consultations to optimize their listing with keywords and dynamic content, as well as, most importantly, perhaps Azure credits or free Azure grants to accelerate their sales. That is the most activated benefit and the most powerful in closing sales, especially large, even six-figure and above deals. So the ISVs can use that free Azure to defray their costs of test drives and trials and proofs of concepts, or they could use it to act as a deal sweetener with the customer. That can be really powerful if a customer is first time considering a purchase on Marketplace to help get them over the hump. It can also be really powerful to help them choose the Microsoft Commercial Marketplace and the Azure version of the application as opposed to versions that might be built on an alternative public cloud.
I'm so glad we're having this conversation today because I don't know that every partner knows this and all of these amazing benefits that are available to them.
I can assure you they don't. I talk to partners all the time, and some of them are very surprised, even though it's the most activated benefit. Some of them don't know about Marketplace Rewards, and we're working hard to change that and do a better job of making it more discoverable. But also some of them aren't aware of how they can use the Azure benefits or some of the other benefits. Yeah. So that's an ongoing endeavor.
Right, we're going to put a shout out here for our partner listeners here to make sure they're taking advantage of this.
Please. Thank you.
There's going to be a quiz later, partners.
If you're part of the movement, you know I have a very strong point of view. I've sat on both sides of the table for over 30 years now. I've built growth through partnerships in PC, internet, cloud, mobile, AI, marketplaces, and more. I've also seen the demise of organizations that are resistant to change. I'm part of the communities, special interest groups, and associations, and I don't see one place that mirrors the ecosystem and brings it all together. You see, I see a vibrant world where hyperscalers, builders, ISV sellers, SIs, MSPs, and other partners come together to spark the ecosystem's growth. I've talked to many of you, and what I continually hear is it's noisy, I don't know whom to listen to, and where to go. There's a massive opportunity, but I'm not sure how to get there. Well, you've been heard. We're getting ready to open the doors early to pilot this new experience. We want this to be your place, with your feedback and participation. If you're a builder, an innovator, or a leader, visit our website.
So Yvonne, I get messages and calls from partners all the time saying, I really would like to be a managed partner. I want to have a PDM, Partner Development Manager. What would you say to these partners?
Well, I hear that question a lot as well. And honestly, PDMs are fantastic. They help an ISV or any partner navigate Microsoft, and we're a large, complex organization. But honestly, our goal in our team and the programs that we build are designed to drive success across ISVs regardless of managed status. And honestly, we're seeing that bear fruit. When we look at the ISVs that are progressing up the ranks of generating more and more marketplace build sales, the vast majority of them are unmanaged. And that's really exciting. So, what advice for those without a PDM? First, engage in marketplace. And second, use the self-serve resources. They're not perfect, but you might be surprised at how useful they can be. So on engaging in Marketplace, I always call that the single most powerful thing that an ISV can do to get the most out of their Microsoft relationship and effectively go to market with and through Microsoft, whether that's selling through our field, since Marketplace is now the foundational platform for co-sell, or selling through our channel or your own channel, since Marketplace provides access to and a way to extend margin to partners, whether that's CSPs, LSPs, MSPs, SIs, any acronym you want to use, and for selling direct to customers through the storefronts and the in-product opportunities of Azure Portal and Team Store, where 95% of the Fortune 500 are using Azure and in Azure Portal, and 320 million Teams customers are using Teams, and we'll see things in Team Store. So that's why both ISV Success and Marketplace Rewards work to help ISVs take better advantage of Marketplace. On the self-serve resources, I want to take a moment and just share a couple of those. Alongside those programs, which are wide open, so go ahead and join, and they all start free, there are some really valuable resources and tools to be aware of, perhaps especially valuable to ISVs new to Microsoft or without a PDM. A rich set of curated self-serve content, sometimes referred to as mastering the marketplace. This is code samples and architecture diagrams and SaaS publishing tools, technical how-to videos, marketing best practices. So take advantage of those and you'll find them on the ISV Hub website. We also have a newly launched App Advisor, which is a self-serve guided experience that surfaces focused resources tailored to where an ISV is in the development stage, no matter where they're starting from. So you can also check that out on ISV Hub under the Resources tab. And then, of course, there's an online marketplace community, an always-on forum, peers, other ISVs that have encountered similar things, but also Microsoft experts to quickly and easily get questions answered. So you can find that link to join on ISV Hub as well. You can post a question to that community. It's probably been asked and answered before. If not, my team is involved in finding the SMEs internally to answer the questions across engineering, partners, and sales. The answers provided draw from internal one-on-one engagements we've had, from internal forums we have, and that's one of those places where PDMs go to get their questions answered.
Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of rich content to support the partners out there today. So I did see a lot of resistance this year to marketplaces, at least the early part of the year when the announcements came out. There was some reluctance, and particularly in some of the large ISVs that had well-developed channels.
Right.
What do you see from this?
Well, change is hard, and I definitely understand that. And the larger the organization, the harder change is. So agility kind of skews towards young and small.
Yes.
But I would start, when we talk about when we talk with partners that are saying, why should I bother? Why should I embrace Marketplace? I often start with that customer angle of customers are moving to Marketplace, and you don't want to be behind on that trend. So, pre-committed cloud budgets are one of the biggest factors driving that. And almost all of those customers are already using Marketplace. Yes. 85+% of them are. And that body of customers with committed cloud spend, or what we call MAC, Microsoft Azure consumption commitments, that is growing steadily, 40% per year. So that kind of opportunity is only going to grow. And we often hear from ISVs, hey, my customer's ready to buy, but only if through Marketplace they want to use their committed budgets. I'm going to lose this deal. How do I get published quickly? So don't let that happen to you.
Exactly.
And of course, there's also benefits on the ISV side, some additional reasons to embrace Marketplace. You can expand your reach, basically list once and sell globally. You can let Microsoft be your transactional platform, outsourcing invoicing and taxes and currency conversions for almost any country that you might be selling in. You can let Microsoft be your deal-making platform, using those private offers to sell even highly negotiated price and terms types of deals that are well into the six-figure categories. Yeah. You can also engage your channel and extend margin and sell through partners via CSP private offers or multi-party private offers. And finally, of course, you can get rewarded for your performance. As I've been talking about with Marketplace Rewards, I already mentioned increasing free Azure grants that unlock based on your Marketplace build sales. But some publishers are also unaware that there's also cash incentives for ISVs that kick in at $25K in Marketplace build sales, and co-sell benefits that kick in $100K of Marketplace build sales. So many partners don't realize that Marketplace is actually the fastest and easiest way to unlock co-sell benefits. Yeah. You can unlock them at $100K in Azure consumed revenue, or 100K in marketplace build sales, which is the full price of your application, not just the Azure component. For a deal selling into the enterprise, that might be just one deal or a handful of them. And even top tier co-sale benefits, there's paths to earn them through marketplace that are accelerated. And that's something really important to check out if you are an ISV selling into large enterprise.
Marketplaces streamline so much of the co-selling process. I remember back in the day when we would compare quotes and we would try to reconcile what we were doing. And this has just been totally eliminated through the marketplace. Marketplace is taking and really automating the co-selling process.
Well, deal registration was a burden not only for ISVs, but also internally for us. And so it's fantastic that, with the commerce platform and marketplace being where the co-sell deals are done, then we can just eliminate that step entirely.
I'm so excited to continue our partnership with AG1. Many of you know I've made taking a green drink supplement part of my health ritual for over 21 years now, and it has made all the difference to my health and well-being. About 6 years ago, Athletic Greens and now their product AG1 became my go-to supplement. AG1 is the first thing I take every morning to power my day. It covers all of my nutritional bases, supports my gut health, gives a boost to my immunity and energy levels. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Vince M. That's drinkag1.com/Vince M. Check them out.
What are the most successful ISVs in Microsoft's commercial marketplace doing well that is driving their success?
Well, it's important to understand that the most successful ISVs are basically the ones that are deeply engaged. So they engage in programs and use benefits. And in fact, we find ISVs engaged in marketplace rewards outperform their peers by 5 to 1 in terms of marketplace build sales. And also the successful ISVs are still deeply engaged in the marketing and selling of their own applications. Marketplace is a transactional platform with a lot of great capabilities, but ISVs still need to invest and execute effective marketing and sales and or engage partners as their channel. So it's not publish and walk away. For the really leading ISVs in terms of marketplace sales, we find they have a marketplace first sales strategy, i.e. any deal that can go through marketplace does go through marketplace. Depending on the size of the organization, this can be quite a shift internally in processes of marketing and sales and even operations, compensation, and more.
Especially the larger organizations, right? The ones that we've talked about are resisting the change is because they basically have to build new processes to drive this. So your organization announced a new program this year designed to help, and this applies to some of these partners we talked about that have these rich channel organizations. It was designed to help drive channel or seller adoption. This is, you mentioned it, multi-party offer. Can you share more about why this program is so important?
Absolutely. I would call it more a capability on Marketplace rather than a program, but it is hands down the most exciting one delivered this year. I'm super excited about it. Today, it's only available in the US, but it is coming to additional geographies very soon. In a nutshell, this allows ISVs to engage channel partners in selling their applications through the Marketplace. And we know that most ISVs sell through a channel. This is not a surprise. Sometimes the majority or all of their revenue goes through a channel. So enabling this on Marketplace is incredibly important, and it's sure to be a strategic lever in unlocking this explosive growth that we're seeing. So established ISVs can bring their channel to Marketplace, younger startup or other ISVs can tap into our channel through Marketplace. And we're just over a half a year in. This launched in July at Inspire as well. And we're already seeing that the average deal size in MPO deals are about 3x the size of private offers without a channel partner engaged. So it just makes great financial sense to bring partners into a deal. Basically, the ISV creates a private offer to a selected reseller, which then allows them to extend that margin. The reseller then engages the customer. The deal is still transacted on our commerce platform on Microsoft Paper. So that means we still handle all the invoicing for all parties, paying out the margin and the remainder to the ISV. And since we're transacting the deal, Importantly, this also means that the committed cloud budgets can be used for that purchase by the end customer. One thing to note, to be a transacting channel partner on Marketplace, any interested partner will need to enroll in MPO and get a seller ID. It can sometimes take a few weeks to complete. And we're seeing channel partners come to us with deals in hand, ready to go, which is so exciting. So we're advising any interested partners to get the enrollment set up and out of the way in advance. So the first Marketplace transaction goes really smoothly without any delay.
Yeah, it makes sense. So again, we talked about this being the year of the Marketplace. How do you think the shift in Marketplace is going? What's next? And how should partners plan for it?
Yeah, well, the shift is on. We are experiencing a lot of growth, and that is one of the challenges that we're managing through, but it's a good problem to have. We're seeing that growth in all measures, such as the number of publishers and apps, the new customers, the deal volume, the deal sizes, especially the deal sizes, and of course, the total sales. So what's next from us? You'll see a lot of great continued enhancements, additional types of apps are and offers as well becoming transactable, the continued geographic rollout of the multi-party private offer capability, continued improvements in customer experience and searchability, and continued investments in marketing the Marketplace and driving demand. The latter part I'm really excited about as well. You're going to see a lot more from us in terms of driving demand. Nice. So for example, this is things like driving increased customer awareness and traffic to the storefronts, merchandising of the leading apps within those storefronts, AI-powered discovery experiences within Azure Portal to improve search and surfacing of solutions, proactive recommendation engines to customers, propensity scoring for of customers for the Marketplace publishers, and marketing campaigns to the and through the field sellers, to and through the channel, and of course direct to customers. A lot of exciting stuff coming in that space.
So many exciting things coming down the road here. What would partners need to do now?
Well, a lot of these investments I talked about will focus primarily on the apps that already have some Marketplace traction. So my advice would be to jump in. For ISVs, if you have existing published apps that are just contact me, upgrade them to transactable. If you haven't already joined ISV Success, we can help you, whether you're upgrading an existing app or building and publishing an entirely new one. If you're already published, join Marketplace Rewards and start using those benefits to accelerate and close deals. And bring your channel to Marketplace and get them enrolled in MPO. And if you are a channel partner out there in the US, get enrolled now. And for others, do so as soon as it's available when it comes to your area.
Yeah, so much excitement here. So much to be done with these partners, bringing them together, getting them to execute together, I say. ISVs, channel partners, transaction partners, again, to the end customers. So much opportunity out there in these durable cloud budgets.
It really is.
So I have a favorite question. It's not about marketplaces, though, but every podcast interview I do, I love to ask my guests this. So you're hosting a dinner party, and you could have this dinner party anywhere in the world. We were talking about Rome a little bit earlier. That might be an interesting place to have it. And you can invite any three guests from the present or the past to this amazing dinner party. Whom would you invite and why?
That is a fun question. So, for any dinner party, you need to have a great conversation. And I think I'd start with inviting Trevor Noah. I loved his book. He's fantastic live, and I'm seeing him again here in Seattle next month. Obviously, he's a comedian and a great storyteller. I especially admire, though, how he can talk about even really difficult issues and topics. Many don't know he's Microsoft's chief questions officer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In that role, he runs a podcast himself called The Prompt, a little AI flavor there, with the tagline, "You can't find answers without asking the right questions." So you should check that out. I'd also invite the poet Mary Oliver, setting aside that she's no longer living. The line from her poem, Wild Geese, "Whoever you are, no matter how lonely the world offers itself to your imagination," speaks to me. And she's such a keen observer of life and nature, an incredibly beautiful writer. I'd love to see the world through her eyes and ask her about that. But I imagine she's pretty quiet and introverted. So my friend Trevor would help bring her out.
I love it.
And then for the delicious food, I'd invite Yotam Ottolenghi. He's my absolute favorite cookbook author. I don't know if I pronounced his name correctly, but I think I have almost every one of his books, and I adore his recipes and the intense Mediterranean flavors that he brings to them. When I was on sabbatical, I cooked my entire way through one of his books. So I'd love to sit down at a table with him. But honestly, for a dinner party, I'd invite him over early, and he would be in my kitchen helping me cook the food. And I'd ask him to sign every single one of my cookbooks.
And it's Mediterranean cooking. So maybe we have this dinner somewhere in the Mediterranean. Is that
a coastal location? That would suit me just fine.
It sounds fabulous. I might have to stop by at least for a beverage. Maybe I might sit down for dinner. I'd love that. I'd love that conversation. You know, Yvonne, you have been just an amazing guest. I have so enjoyed our conversation. This topic is just so important right now for partners. And I can't emphasize enough with, $100 billion projected to be done through marketplaces by the end of 2026. And the amazing opportunity that this is creating around what Microsoft has been doing with AI and the durable cloud budgets, the ability to co-sell. Such an amazing time for us. I want to thank you for joining Ultimate Guide to Partnering.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been my pleasure. It is exciting times, and it's great to talk with you about it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And thank you for listening and watching The Ultimate Guide to Partnering.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Ultimate Guide to Partnering. Online at ultimateguidetopartnering.com. If you liked this episode, I'd be thrilled if you left us up to a 5-star review on either Apple or Spotify. This helps us to continue to feature amazing guests. Also, please check out and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Ultimate Partner. We'll catch you next time on The Ultimate Guide to Partnering.